In today's video, we're going to be subtracting mixed numbers using a number line or decomposition once more to practice. So mixed number is just a whole number and a fraction combined. A number line is a diagram that represents numbers on points, numbers as points on the line. I apologize. So for example, 3 and 3/7 would go somewhere between 3 and 4, a little bit closer to the 3 than the 4 because this is less than half. And decompose is, when you think of decompose, think of a number bond. You're breaking apart a number into 2 or more parts. In this case, 342 was broken apart to be 300 plus 40 plus 2. So we're going to practice the count on strategy once more. The first step is to first rewrite the equation to be addition so that you can count on from the number you're subtracting to the number you're subtracting from. So I'm going to count up from 5 and 5/8 to 9 and 5 and 5/10 to 9 and 6/10. I don't know where I said eighths. That's why, because it's 5 and 8/10, not 5 and 5/8. I apologize for that. So I'm going to count up from 5 and 8/10 to 9 and 6/10. So I'm going to mark both of those numbers on my number line just so I know exactly where I'm starting and where I should stop. So 5 and 8/10 would be right here, 9, 10, and then 9 and 6/10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6/10 here, 7, 8, 9, 10, yes. All right, so in this case, since I have a lot of space in between a lot of whole numbers, I'm going to skip count by ones until I get as close as possible to 9 and 6/10. Well, if I add one whole, that'll get me 6 and 8/10. If I add another whole, that'll give me 7 and 8/10, and then 8 and 8/10. So I added 1, 1, and 1. Now I can't add another whole because that would give me 9 and 8/10, and I'm only trying to get to 9 and 6/10. So I'm going to skip count by tenths now. 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10. So I added 8/10 here. So in total I added 1, 2, 3 wholes and 8/10. So I can double check by adding these two to make sure it does in fact equal 9/6. 5 and 8/10 plus 3 and 8/10 equals 8. 5 plus 3 is 8, and 16/10. Well, 16/10 can be broken apart to be 10/10 plus 6/10. And 8 and 10/10 would give me 9. Sorry, I'm running out of space. And then I bring down my 6/10. So 9 and 6/10, that's what we started with. So we know our final answer is in fact 3 and 8/10. So let's try one together. So I have 4 and 3/6 minus 2 and 5/6. So first step is to rewrite this as an addition problem so that we know where we're counting up from and where to stop. 2 and 5/6 plus something will give me 4 and 3/6. So we're going to start at 2 and 5/6. So let's go ahead and label that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 4 and 3/6. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3/6. So let's start counting on. Well, I'm going to count by ones until I can get as close as possible to 4 and 3/6. So if I add 1 to 2 and 5/6, I would end up at, I hope you said 3 and 5/6. Now can I add another 3 and 5/6? Should we keep going? Should we add another whole to 3 and 5/6? So I hope you remember that we can't, because that would put us past 4 and 3/6. So now we're going to skip count by 6. So let's go ahead and skip count together. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. It's our stopping point. So we added 1 and we added 4 6. So how much did we add altogether? 1 and 4 sixths. So our last stop is to add and see if 2 and 5 6 plus 1 and 4 6 really does equal 4 and 3 6. Well, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 5 plus 4 is 9. So I have 3 9 sixths, and I can break apart the 9 sixths to be 1 whole of 6 6. And then I'm left with 3 6, because 6 plus 3 is 9. So this can be combined. 3 and 6 6 would give me 4, and then I have 3 6 left over. So 4 and 3 6. Don't mind that little line there, sorry about that. So we are in fact correct. 1 and 4 6 is our answer. So we're going to go on to the decomposition strategy. So the first thing I want to do is break apart the 13. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't have enough sevenths to subtract 7 tenths. I mean, I don't have enough tenths to subtract the 7 tenths. I only have 3 tenths, and I can't take away 7 tenths from 3 tenths. So I'm going to take away 1 whole to regroup here. Well, 13, if I take 1 whole, is 12. And I'm going to represent the other whole as tenths, so I can add them to the 3 tenths. So if I add my 3 tenths plus my 10 tenths, I now have 12 and 13 tenths, because 10 plus 3 is 13. Now I'm ready to subtract. 12 and 13 tenths minus 8 and 7 tenths. 12 minus 8 is 4, and 13 minus 7 is 6. So my answer is 4 and 6 tenths. Again, as always, we can add these two, and we should get 12 and 13 tenths. So that's what we're going to do to check our work. 8 and 7 tenths plus 4 and 6 tenths. Well, 8 plus 4 is 12. 7 plus 6 is 13. Normally I would regroup here to make this not improper, but I see that this is the same numbers that we started with when we were subtracting, or once we regrouped it here or decomposed. So I know this is correct. So the final answer is 4 and 6 tenths. So let's try this one together now. We're going to decompose. So where do I start? I hope you remembered I have to break apart this 7 because I don't have enough 12ths to subtract the 9 twelfths. I only have 3 twelfths. Well, so now I have 6 and 12 twelfths added to my 3 twelfths. How much do we have now? What would this new mixed number be? I would have 6 and 15 twelfths. Now we're ready to subtract. So as I write this, go ahead and subtract 6 and 15 twelfths minus 4 and 9 twelfths. Well, 6 minus 4 is 2, and 15 minus 9 is 6. So I get 2 and 6 twelfths. Now add this real quick and make sure that you are in fact correct. So go ahead and add 2 and 6 twelfths plus 4 and 9 twelfths to make sure that we are right and that we've solved this accurately. Give you some more time to keep solving. Well, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 9 plus 6 is 15, and I keep my denominator of 12. Again, normally we would convert this, but since this is what we started with when we were subtracting after we decomposed the number, we know that this is in fact correct. So our answer is 2 and 6 twelfths. Right, so right now I need you to pause the video and try this last problem. Again, try any strategy. You can decompose or use the number line that I have here to help you subtract. Please pause now, press play when you're ready to check your work. All right, welcome back. So I'm first going to show the decomposition strategy. I would get 7 and 8/8 to represent the 8 and add my 3/8. That would give me 7 and 11/8 because 8/8 plus 3/8 is 11/8. and 7 because I broke down the 8 to be 7 and 8/8. Now I'm ready to subtract because I didn't have enough 8s, I only had 3, but now I have 11, so I can definitely subtract the 5. Well, 7 minus 4 is 3, and 11 minus 5 is 6. 3 and 6/8. So I'm not going to add this time because I have this other strategy to check my work with. So I'm going to start with 4 and 5/8 and count up to 8 and 3/8. Well, 4 and 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to stop at 1, 2, 3, 8 and 3/8. So I'm going to count by ones until I can get as close to 8 and 3/8 as possible. So 1. So I have 5 and 5/8. Then again, 6 and 5/8. And again, 7 and 5/8. And I can't go again because that would give me 8 and 5/8, and I want to stop at 8 and 3/8. So I'm going to skip count by 1/8, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8. So I added 6/8 here, and I added 1 each time here. So in total I added 3 and 6/8, and that's what I got here. So I know I am in fact correct. As always, thank you for watching. Please message me on Schoology, Google Hangouts, or Google Classroom if you're having any issues or need help, or just you have a question of any sort. Thanks, guys.